Alright, so a little bit of a review on composite functions. So if I have two functions, f of x and g of x, and I am asked to find f composed of g of x. So remember, that little dot, if it's not filled in, it does not mean multiplication, right? This is our symbol for a composite function. And when it's written this way, it means f of g of x. So it means that I'm taking my x, plugging it into g, then I'm taking that output and plugging it into f. And make sure that you're just paying attention to your labels and which one is which. So here's my f of x, and here's my g of x. So my basic frame is going to be my f of x. So it's 1 over something squared. Right? 1 over my input squared. So x just represents your input. But if I'm doing f of g of x, then my g of x becomes my input. So I put this right here where the x was. And now I simplify. So what happens if you take the square root of something and you also square that something? It equals what's inside here, right? Square rooting and squaring undo each other. So that would be 1 over x squared minus 3. But now, what if it said g of f of x? Alright, so if I'm going to find g of f of x, that's written like this, g of f of x, it helps me to write it out this way. So I remember g is my main frame, so it's the square root of an input squared minus 3. And what I'm putting in is I'm putting in f of x. So f of x is 1 over x squared. So then I'd come over here. Well, if I have 1 over x squared and I square it, right, that's 1 over x squared times itself. That's going to be 1 over x to the 4th minus 3. And probably you could just go ahead and leave it in that format. But if you didn't see this as an answer choice, then you might try and get a common denominator and then see if you can get an answer that is equal to this that looks a little different.